Welcome to Pisces Tarot, and I am your host, MiMi the Lightseer. Your business is my business. Today, we will dive into your business with a timeless relationship reading, which means it could be platonic, professional, or romantic. In this session, we will explore the overall energy of your reading, obtain cosmic insights to identify the topics, spill the tea on the energies involved, uncover the positives and the negatives while revealing the lessons that you need to learn, and suggest actions for healings and the best possible outcomes. Remember, this is a general reading and you have found it when this message is needed. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. Remember, I am LGBTQ plus friendly, using pronouns for storytelling purposes. Lastly, please like, rate, subscribe, and comment. Let me know how this message is connecting with you. And without further ado, let's get into your business. Hello, and welcome back to Pisces Tarot. I am MiMi the Lightseer. Thank you so much for joining on this journey as we go to delve into the mystic realms of the unknown and come up with every possible outcome and situation. I strongly appreciate the love and support. If you like, follow me across all social media platforms, especially TikTok. I am doing live readings, and it's a good friendly competition as we get on there and rip your side. But we're going to go ahead and get started. Somebody's got some very stubborn energy today with these cards, but we're going to go ahead and pull some oracle cards to figure out like where this energy is coming from for the overall energy reading. Okay. Then we're going to pull some cards here on like what signs you may be seeing, and then we'll get into pulling some cosmic insights to figure out like some basic things, clues about what we're going to find out when we pull these cards. Okay. Close encounters. Okay. Close encounters. Somebody right now is going through a major transformation with these butterflies being here. I feel like you feel like a caged bird right now as you go through this growing pattern. And I do feel like somebody is coming to save you. Somebody is here letting you know that they're here with you, not necessarily saving you, but they are just letting you know that they are here, okay? And that they're with you and they're watching your transformation, okay? A sign that you may be seeing is the lotus flower. You may be seeing a lot of lotus flowers right now that's dealing with enlightenment, okay? So you may be seeing it like on this instance, it's on a stamp, but maybe you're just seeing like tattoos or things that represent the lotus. It might be on a journal, books, things that show growth through ugly situations and circumstances. We have here, follow the spark, okay? So somebody has been getting the nudge or the urgency to do something in which you may or may not have been doing the fastest. And now you're at this phase where you are starting to go after those things that are making you excited. And what I find interesting about this spark is that there's a star on this particular card, as is there stars on this card, okay? So I do feel like the stars, you are going to come through as a star. Wouldn't be surprised if the stars show up here in your reading, but I definitely see you as being a star. Get into these cosmic insights. All right, cosmic insights. Let's go. All right. Communicate, forgive, work it out. Okay, the first thing you got is communicate. Somebody needs to have a conversation with somebody that you're really not ready to have and or you have been avoiding having, but you do need to have this conversation. Okay? The T is I'm going to move these cards down here and shuffle. the tea is somebody's acting like they're unbothered, okay? So along with this conversation, you're probably delaying having key conversations because you are feeling like you're unbothered by what's going on. What lies beneath this situation is well, isn't that just interesting? All right, what's lying beneath is you know what? This y'all energy. A lack of emotional intelligence, perhaps. Okay. When we look at the overall, the broken mirror, we have Netflix and chill, sneaking around, friends of benefits, spending time with somebody else, okay? So maybe there's somebody else taking your place in the interim of this breakup. I do feel like somebody is taking a step back from somebody. If we look at the energy, I feel like they're starting to feel like they do have that spark for this other person. And while you sitting up here acting like you unbothered, you need to be having a conversation with your person because they're having a close encounter with somebody else. And they're going to get that enlightenment. Like, yeah, maybe this is my person. Sun, strength, empowerment, hot chakra, opening, compassion, happiness, and truth revealed. Okay, so somebody is having a sun moment. Okay. And the last. Okay, the last cosmic insight that we need before we try to figure out whose business is this is you never forget how resilient you are. You always bounce back. Okay, so somebody is going to be taking an L that you don't see coming, was not expecting it, and once that L happens, it's just like, well, dang. Okay, so if I had to look at this, I would say the person who needs to follow the spark also needs to have emotional intelligence. Why they're acting like they're not bothered. The other person needs to communicate. No, actually, I'm going to put this back where I had it. Yep. Yep. So the person who needs enlightenment is also the person who needs to communicate and needs to exercise emotional intelligence and take that strength and never forget how resilient they are. Meanwhile, the other person who's here is having a close encounter with somebody else. And right now they're pretending like they're not bothered. They're over here Netflixing and chilling with somebody else. And you're at home trying to act like you don't care, and you definitely care. Okay? You're going to mess around and miss out and mess up. Okay? So whose business are we about to get into? Whose business are we about to get into? Whose business are we about to get into? All right. First person we have here is a fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You're coming in as a Six of Wands in reverse, talking about lack of reconciliation, lack of success, self-doubt, lost confidence, lack of inspiration. I feel like this is the person who is here who feels like they're not bothered. The other person here is also coming in as a fire sign, Queen of Wands in reverse, insecurity, lack of certainty, lack of leadership, lack of passion, and coldness. Okay. And actually, I'm going to swap these. Okay. Because I feel like the person who is losing that confidence, they feel like they're not being appreciated. And that's why they're not having this conversation. Because they feel like you lack emotional intelligence. Yep. All right. Y'all ready? Let's get into it. Let's get into it. What is going on with my fire sign? Fire signs. What is going on with my fire signs here? Seven of Cups, okay? So the original fire sign in this situation is coming in as the Seven of Cups. And when I think about the Seven of Cups, I think about somebody who feels like they may have missed an opportunity with somebody else, okay? I feel like with this Seven of Cups, what probably has likely ended up happening is that while they feel like they missed opportunities, I feel like right now they feel like they don't really have a whole choice in being able to get out there and to really like look around and meet people. Again, they're trying to act like they're unbothered. However, they're very much so bothered. So I feel like what they're doing in this relationship or situationship with you, fire sign, is while they're not giving you their undivided attention, they are kicking it with somebody else just to serve as a distraction. Because I feel like with the Seven of Cups, they feel like they can't really make a decision to move on right now. I feel like they don't have any choice but to move on, but I feel like they also are not necessarily done processing their feelings and their emotions for you. Our other fire sign in this is coming in as a Temperance in reverse, okay? So when we talk about the Temperance, we talk about balance, right? And so with it being in reverse, that talks about you feeling like there's excessive conflict and imbalance. And I feel like you feel like things are so chaotic right now that you don't even want to try, which is why this Six of Wands is in reverse is here in your foundational energy, because we're talking about that lack of success, that lost confidence and lack of inspiration. You feel like, bro, like, what are we doing here? It's so much going on, like all this arguing and fighting. What are we doing this for? The pros of this is with this King of Wands, okay? When we look at this King of Wands, we definitely feel as though this person that we're looking to date does have a vision, and that person fits the mold of what it is that we're looking for. The negative in this is with this Two of Cups being upside down. The vision that they may have, even though they fit the mold, is not necessarily the vision for what we have. When we're talking about expansion and balance and family and partnerships, I definitely feel like you feel like it's something that is here, but it's missing. And with this Two of Cups being here, I feel like you guys have been coming to a slow end for quite some time. And now it's a little bit frustrating because it's like, okay, this is my vision for what I want. This is my vision for what I need. However, I don't feel like in a long-term relationship that this is going to be sustainable. What this is trying to teach you is with this Ten of Swords in reverse is that you need to have the courage to do what you need to be able to do. If that means walk away from the situation, do so. Put it in where a comma is, put a period there. But I feel like you guys are holding back from sharing your emotions and your feelings. And what you need to do to heal is within this Ace of Swords, okay? So when we look at that, I definitely feel like there has been a loss suffered here. Like you're at a loss. I feel like you guys have had a boiling point. You've come to the maximum temperature that you can go, and it just spewed out of control. And I feel like that argument was the last argument that was the straw that broke the camel's back. I feel like you guys just broke it off. Nobody has said anything to each other. It was like, well, you and I'm going about my business type of thing. And once that happened, I do feel like there has been no communication with one another since then. There has not been an attempt to resolve. There has not been any, I feel like, or any like nothing. I feel like it's been radio silent, okay? And I think that radio silence also stems from the first air signs, coldness and lack of passion, lack of leadership, and their insecurity about how you have responded, as well as it's also speaking to you and your self-doubt, other fire sign who's in this, who feels like you've lost your confidence and you have a lack of inspiration as well. And here we go, the Death card, okay? So you're definitely at the point where this relationship is at an end, okay? Now, what this means too is just because this phase of this relationship has come to an end doesn't mean that there can't be a new one, because the death is also for a rebirth purposes as well. But remember when I said the star in the very beginning, Remember I said I wouldn't be surprised if the star comes up because the star is here and the star is here. Well, here is the star. The star is here in reverse. You're very disappointed. You feel like you hit a bad patch with this person and you feel like they have not done anything to try to get things back. And this has caused such an imbalance, which is also here in this Temperance card, that you guys have kind of like just combusted, okay? So you felt disappointed, you were angered, you were frustrated. You got the Knight of Swords here, okay? And when you talk about this, I feel like this was a very easy decision to be made. I feel like this was a quick decision to be made. I feel like with this, you were very determined and very resilient about moving on without this person. And with this King of Wands here, I feel like you really got to the point to where you was just like, yeah, I'm good on this, right? I'm going to be the leader and take the high road. I'm not going to engage you in this mumbo jumbo shit, mojo smojo. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm not going to cuss you out. I'm not going to get all up in your face. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to be the leader and walk away. And I feel like that was both of you in this instance, that you both decided that you were going to pursue the vision that you have for each other. For yourselves. Let me say that. For yourselves, not for each other. I do feel like there may have been points of tension about getting married. I do feel like you guys have had many arguments about being married. I feel like you guys have dated for a long time. And I feel like the lack of action towards getting married is what has kind of put this pressure here that has caused it to combust. Because here, with the Seven of Cups, you feel like you had no other options. You feel like you had no other choice. And look, here it is right here. The bottom, well, this wasn't even the bottom of the deck, but this is the next card, which is that Two of Cups in reverse. So that does, to me, speak to the fact that there was a breakup about this inability to get married. Okay? You definitely felt like this was just not what you expected. And this created this disconnect, right, between the two of you. And with this Queen of Wands being here in reverse, okay, this is definitely speaking to like you feeling like you were not able to have your best done, like your best work done, okay? So we lost the camera, but we're going to keep on keeping on, okay? So there's a breakup. You feel neglected. You feel like he kind of like just kicked you to the curb and moved on because that's that radio silence that we talked about earlier. Okay? All right. So you feel like you had to make a decision, and you feel like with this decision being made, you feel like it was either to stay or to go in this relationship to see how it was going to serve you. But you ended up getting news, okay? You ended up getting news with this Page of Wands. I feel like you got some news about some new opportunity that this person had. And I feel like maybe you found out, maybe you saw them at the movies, maybe you saw them out and about with him with this person. But then you got the Queen of Wands here in reverse, okay? So with this, you may have felt like you were in the right place at the right time. You may have been very enthused about seeing this because I feel like you needed to see for yourself that this man was not taking you serious. Yep. And here goes Justice in reverse, okay? So I feel as though, and if you give me a moment, I'll pause this and then I'll come back. Okay, so I feel as though, let's take a step back. You had to make the decision whether or not you were going to stay in this relationship. I feel like you received information about this relationship, like you saw them, you caught them somewhere, him and this other person. I feel like with this Queen of Wands here in reverse, that made you definitely feel excited to hear the truth, because the Justice card here is in reverse. Okay, so what I feel like this happened, there was an unfair accusation. I feel like maybe this person may have accused you of wanting to be with somebody else because you were pressuring them to get married, and coming to find out it's really them that's with somebody else. Usually that's how that stuff goes. But and then you make the decision to leave that person out in the cold with this Five of Cups. Okay, so what now happens? Fire signs, you know, caught the man cheating, caught the man not caring. All right, so what ends up happening? You took a step in the wrong direction, okay? That person was trying to make an offer to you. I think that it was just like a delayed timing type of situation. I feel like they wanted to marry you on their own time, and not when you wanted to marry them or talk about getting married. Here goes the Justice card again, upright. Okay, so I feel like once you realize that there was cause and effect, that the truth came out, you might have finally had the conversation you supposed to have a long time ago. But now you feel like this person is juggling you with somebody else. Like you can't break up with nobody and come back. And then here with the Ace of Swords here, inevitably you're going to lose on this one, because this person is seeing somebody else. Okay? That's crazy. Crazy, right? Man makes an offer finally. And you're like, I'm so sorry. I was crazy. I was delusional. I was on my period. Just acting crazy. But it's going to be too late. He's going to tell you he did want to be with you. But then you kept pushing him and pressuring him. And that's why they said they unbothered. They started spending time with somebody else. They started meeting you with that coldness, with that Queen of Wands energy here. It's here and here. Yep. Yep. They got tired of you meeting them with resistance. Okay. There is a new love. What did I say? New love. A new person has stirred romantic feelings. I said it. I said it. I said it. That person got somebody else. Ooh. This is why you needed to be resilient, other fire sign. This is why you needed to tap into your heart chakra. This is why you needed to play around with your strength, because you lacked emotional connection. You needed to be enlightened to remember how resilient you are, and that you will bounce back from this, because this man is going to move on with somebody else. Romeo and Juliet says, Rosaline, conserve, chastity, serious, formal. So he got a real like a little church girl or something like that going on around here. But it's definitely somebody else in the picture. Okay. What does this person want to say? Well, before I even come here, let's see. What is this person feeling? This person has massive regrets. What did I say? This person is being very selfish, stubborn, very arrogant, full of pride and ego. But we knew that. We knew that. That's why they turned cold. And that's why this person here never stepped up to the plate, because they was like, I'm sick of this. And it's always all about you. But this time, they were being stubborn at the wrong time, and it's going to cost them. We will reunite someday. Well, let's figure out when that's going to be. Maybe in 2 months, you guys will reconvene with the number 2 on here. It says it is worth the time. So maybe you will. Maybe you just need to give it a break. Okay. Let me see if I can see if they tell me when in 2 months. Why is this worth the time? On Saturday. So maybe in 2 months, 2 years, but it's going to be on a Saturday. You're going to reconnect with this person, okay? All right, I'm MiMi the Lightseer. I'm out of your business.